In just 3 months last year, police reported 263 gang murders in South Africa's Western Cape. 79 child deaths from gunshot wounds or stabbings.
Ik heb ook maar net een keer gedecide, kom ik voel die ding en laat ik het net voel toe. Als ik ook maar net in die gangen.
Wat en toe, ik geloof hem was het Taiwan. Maar zij kon gezien het Taiwan wou. Maar ik kon niet.
Schiet mij niet veel al die rioolbanken wat die kwaai is het voor mij niet.
The first thing we need to do is to get you to feel the pain and the hurt of your family, your community, and even those around you. Because if you can't feel pain and have no empathy with other people, there's nothing we can do for you. Nobody's going to come with a magic wand to cure the Cape Flats. As individuals, we need to be so determined to build up resilience, create hope for our people, and to grow. Because politics has clearly failed us.
This is Cape Town, one of the wealthiest cities in Africa. But it's also one of the most unequal and divided cities, and is the country's gang capital. More than 100 gangs are fighting for control of the lucrative drug trade. Violence is largely concentrated in a series of townships known as the Cape Flats. In Hanover Park, a neighborhood of just 50,000 people, shootings and stabbings occur almost daily.
The problem we do have is violence. Violence on a new level. I think what makes it very, very terrible now is because there is more children involved in the gangs. Because gangs are recruiting between the age of 8 years old and 15 years old. And when a child gangster runs into a group of children, acting like he's a child, the gang shoot the whole group of children. So you get 6, 7 children get shot and killed.
Hello boy, how are you? Hello. Sorry man, hoe gaat het?
There has been a shooting in the night.
Okay. Hallo.
Pastor Craven Engel, working with a team of reformed gangsters, is trying to calm tensions.
Hoe is 3 o'clock aan man?
Het was haken om wat zij vroeg maar weer.
Oh, oké. Jo, hier voor die deur?
Ja.
Yes.
Kijk, dat is niet over mij geschrikt.
Nou.
En ik niet gestaan, terwijl ik nog wel misschien gezegd heb. Dus kijk, hij is heel gangster, wat je dan gezien hebt uitgepeerd.
Natuurlijk, ja.
En ik heb die hoor, ik heb zelf geschrikt.
Maar die college doet ook is via een plek en dan komt het.
An 18-year-old man is in a critical condition, having been caught in the crossfire.
So, Glenn heeft met mij gezegd van die bizarheid wat gebeurt, man.
Ze past hem
Ik was oké, sorry. Thanks. Hij heeft me nog gezegd van die incident wat gebeurt. Toen zei ik, maar kijk maar, hoe kan die ding tijdig geresolved worden, man?
I mean, we were sitting here, we were waiting for supper time. And then I just heard the shots. My youngste son,
Your younger son
took him with our car to hospital because ons het nie meer an emergency service.
But they don't come in the area, must know.
They don't want to come in the area, and we don't even get police visibility like we want to.
Yeah.
The police van is going to stand there.
Yeah.
Maar daar gaat niemand, daar gaan nie 'n ambulance komen.
No, the ambulance, I know they don't come. Some of the communities already talking about maybe a retaliation. So now you've got a shooter on the loose somewhere that is doing and continuing maybe what he's doing. So we need to tone that shooter down.
The police say they've increased deployments across the Cape Flats, with a team stationed in Hanover Park. But families continue to live in fear. 15 kilometers east of Hanover Park, in Westbank Township, another family is grieving the loss of their child.
Dus ik kan zien hier is die was een boele daar in hier en hij die geslaap en dan is hier die wat in zijn rug wat zijn rug gevangen die tweetjes.
In February, their 4-year-old son Devin was killed when a series of bullets were fired into their home.
We used to sit here in the morning and we watched them to about they play from close to close, but never past the closest. Like now she sit here alone outside and ask me, where's my brother? So I told her, no, I live by Jesus. In Daddy's heart and in my heart. I said, yeah, Papa, it is so, yeah. Because in the day she was used to her brother, morning wake up, eat together, play together, sleep together. Yeah. So on, yeah.
2 years ago, his 12-year-old sister, Kelly Amber, was also killed in crossfire.
Ja, ik heb het geschreven, ja. Ik heb dus als gevolg gelijk, ik raak mal en gezegd, ja, alsjeblieft toch weer kunt uitgaan. Ik heb mezelf bedankt, ik ging niet om wie op te kan staan of wat. Ik heb geschreven, toen komen ze neighbor uit. Die over die pad, dat is ook een medical. Ze werkt bij de medic.
Maar toen, ik ging over mijn zet, maar zij kon gezien dat hij wou. Maar ik kon niet in.
Maar is het siap? Ayo, omdat hij is mijn enigste pooi wat ik heb. Maar wat ik vraag niet tegen iets. Ik zoek niet zasters, man.
This is the Church and Community Center, where the pastor and his team are based.
And Nova Park doesn't really have an economy as to speak of. The most thriving economy is to sell one kind of a substance. The bulk of the economy comes out of the drug culture. That's the biggest economy.
They mediate gang conflicts and treat violence like a disease. Their focus, detection, interruption, and changing mindsets.
Our whole aim is to reduce the violence within the community so that people can be safer, kids can walk safely to school, and children can play outside. And also get gangs to talk to one another.
The team is trying to negotiate a temporary ceasefire between two warring factions, the Ghetto Kids and the OTFs.
Abby, listen, tell me what gaan Anna ask with the appointment gekry? Nee? Okay, thanks. Alright, hey, Abby. Alright, bye.
The gang boss they want to speak to, whose word counts on the streets, is in prison.
Hallo?
Bossie, wat is Bossie right?
Ek is alright, my bro, man. Ek try mos om vir jou te volgende oggend om te hoor of jy weet van die ceasefire wat mos nog aan die gang is hier in die backstreets en tussen Cowboy Town en die jungle en die OTF's en die kettles.
Ek het vir hulle nou die ander dag gesê self, ek is 'n man, as ek dinge wil laat gebeur, dan gebeur dit nog altyd. En Pastor ken vir my, as ek is iemand, as ek aan die fire kom en dan counter ek sien Pastor en die skietery gaan nog altyd aan.
En die regte poste mense by tafel kry om die ding miskien te kry na 'n proper ceasefire toe, man.
Nou kom dat ek vir Pastor gou so 'n voorbeeld maak, as hulle almal die different skooltjies eers te begin te stig, en daai is waar die moeilikheid inkom.
Altyd los jy die skietery. Ons het wel gesê, net die skietery moet hulle nou los en net mekaar respek vir nou. So, right my friend, right. Take the arm and provide. How does a kid get shot 7 times in his head or 3 times in his back? A stray bullet hits a kid. Now, how does a kid get targeted and get killed? Assassination style. And that to us, that's very sad. How to solve that? It's a big issue.
Their program had been getting government money, but that has since dried up. Hanover Park was built during apartheid as a segregated mixed-race community. It was designed to keep people of color away from affluent white families. There are still very few opportunities.
We can't go on year after year, century after century, just blaming apartheid, but it sits at the base. Apartheid was actually designed to cripple a nation 30 years after a handover to a democratic government. It's happening. There's a self-destruction happening.
Nando Johnson is a shooter in a gang called the Mongrels. But he's had enough.
Op die reden wat maak het, ek het vir Pastor gevra om te hê, is daar nie miskien 'n betere plan vir ons om te uitwerkie, man, om te dinge. Soos ek sê, vir die jare wat ons nou aan Mongrels is, ken ons trong uit. Ander broers skiet 'n man dood, sy gaat trong toe. So, Rechtvaardig moet ook aankomen.
Wat soort roof of poging of wat het julle al gedoen dan? As jy mens nou moet terugkyk.
As je nou met me terugkomt, meestal ik het niet, meestal ik het niet moet kan.
Hier uit die dingen zie ik niet twee opties. Eerst ze gaat tronk, ze gaat dood.
The pastor's team is offering them a way out.
Nando and Bradley joined the Mongol gang as youngsters. We could almost say they born into the Mongol gang because, you know, it's a whole family was already involved. We zoom in where the need is needed most. We negotiate gang conflicts among different gangs and look at which members would like to make an exit or change their behavior, change their life. Thank you. So we're gonna see if these guys are serious about changing their life. Hey, you good? The one recently came out of prison, so we're gonna see how it goes. Hey, you good? Hey, my bro.
Is dit nie gemeen, man? Was?
Huh? Ons allemaal was niet daar geweest. Klaar, hij man zo. Hij zit daar mooi recht om met zijn gouden tand. Wat stoot was ons geweest aan onze tijd. Maar dan is het jouw kans om het change te maken. Alright.
Ja.
Hier komen we even dag voor jou al. Het is recht wat dag.
Ja, meneer.
En niet staakse van dat is, man. Zo kan je opbouwen. Zo kan je in het jobpunt komen. Zo kan je je geld in mogen. Of ze niet hier rond te skarrelen. Iemand wat je nou brengen. Dat is recht mee voor kwijt. Oké. Ah, zeg.
Kan als je broer net afzien?
Ons kan die broers afzwingen. There's like a new norm that was accepted that we are derailed. There's no hope for us, so we are trying to break that norm.
Ik wil dat pad veranderen. Als altijd wijn, als een plan. Zo ik het bepaald vragen, als het daar is misschien een plan naar uitweg, kan pastor me houden.
He'll join a 6 to 12 week program of rehabilitation run by the pastor and funded by charitable donations designed to get people off drugs and into work.
We gaan om baie gou in die week indruk laat hy iets kan verdien, man. Nou, iets kan verdien. Kijk hier, voor je help en zo. Hij wil, ja.
For Nando's mum, there's still hope.
Nando's pa was een gangster. Maar mijn andere kinderen pa was geen gangster nie. Was een gentleman. Hij was nou een gangster en nou gaan die kinders nou in gangsterisme gegaan. En ik heb baie gepraat met hulle in die. En het was voor mij, it wasn't easy. Het was niet makkelijk voor mij om 4 boys groot te gaan maken. En alleen gewerkt voor hulle. Maar ik baie met hem. Ik is baie lief voor hem.
This is where the gunshots meet. And living on the border, living in fear. Yeah, it's living in fear because anytime a bullet can deflect and come in and take anyone's life.
At the boundary where 2 rival gangs meet, the fighting is most intense.
Yeah. Are you living here now with them? Okay, thankful. So we know there's some post of something happening. Okay.
There's no figure.
I know.
Marcelino is afraid for his younger nephew, 16-year-old Ashton.
Esteban is the young man that we detected about when he was 12 years old. Our system detected a possible formation of a gang. And I said, let's target this kid, man, and get this kid out of this group. It took us 3 years. He is a true success story. And they've got a positive uncle that's helping the rest of the family find their way. But he would have been today one of these high-risk gang leaders.
Ja, ik het dagse proces om
mense seer te maak, mense te rob, val op die grond en ek kruip in huis toe en hy skiet my niefie al deur die holbanke wat die kwaai gesit vir my nie en soos hulle ons geskiet het en toe besluit ek op niks is kwaai om nog 'n gangster te visie van die meeste van die kinders is doodgeskiet en as jy lekker om te sien hoe hulle iemand doodskiet voor jou nie en daai is waar ek my oë oopgemaak het.
Nando has arrived at rehab.
Hello, gentlemen, hello. How's things? Hi, you alright?
It's a huge step for a young man who has only ever known gang life.
No? So net 'n lekker respek en dissipline met hulle twee. As dit 'n walk in the park. No? We've got various ways to sort of alter behaviors, you know. The first thing we need to do is to get you to feel the pain and the hurt of your family, your community, and even those around you. Because if you can't feel pain and have no empathy with other people, there's nothing we can do for you.
Ek soek maar net die beste vir my en vir my familie. Dis al wat ek voor.
Hy's gonna bring you a chair now. Hy gaan goed uit maar vir hom net so hier invul, no?
Nando Johnson. Hy is met date of birth.
Okay. What substance?
That was a tuck in Lender.
Taka.
Daar.
With Taka, trick, and man legs, huh? What's the key role in your gangs?
I'm in the gang.
You must put your name and sign here. Nando Johnson, huh?
This is not a second chance for you. It's not a new beginning.
Ja.
A fresh
start, ja.
Maar daar is nog mense wat jy by jy gekom het, mense wat dit dinge aangedoen wat die 'n second chance kry. Hoe voel dit nou?
Ek het gepraat van my passie, man. Ek het gepraat van my en wat voel ek vir my in die toekoms. So wat gebeur het met daai mense, dit gebeur dieselfde met my mense.
Almost 70% of our young people is addicted to some kind of a substance. Of methamphetamine, it's heroin, it's cocaine. Most of them are environmentally contaminated with violence, with drugs, and with domestic violence. Most of them, because they grow up in a hostile area. So the trauma doesn't get dealt with. So kids are using different kinds of substances just to tone down the trauma in their brains.
Ashtavan is still getting help. Nando's journey is just beginning.
What were some of the consequences that you experienced, Ashtavan, because of your lifestyle of drugs and gangsterism?
What I experienced, a nice home bed and stuff between you and your family don't connect so nice, and that's why I didn't belong on the road, begging on the street.
And was it hard?
It was very hard because you must look your own thing.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody will look out for you. You must do wrong stuff to get your own things, and that's how we did survive.
Sure. And how do you feel today?
I feel great because I did made it in life, and I am 8 months clean. And
wow. You have a positive outlook?
Yes, Auntie
You have a
Martina.
vision for your life? Nando, if I think about you, I want to hear about you. What is your plan?
I want to be a good man for my children, and I want to go work.
Good.
And yes, I just want to fix myself where I can enjoy. Because the time I did lose a lot of friends, brothers, all this stuff.
Yeah.
The things I do, I'm not going to jail with it. So that is the things that make me sometimes so inside me.
Yes.
Everybody understand that community there. It's difficult to change in such a small community, and everybody hinges off one another. So to get out there, it's quite difficult, you know. To grow up there is quite difficult. So his decision, I don't take it lightly. I take it as a very bold decision.
Wow.
I take it as a man who really made up his mind. But Nando, I'm very impressed.
Awesome. That's amazing. Awesome.
As tensions rise, the pastor's team is trying to hold the temporary ceasefire in place.
the situation is a little bit tense because they walking on each other's grounds.
Ja, kleintje.
Okay. The OTF gang wants to meet and talk.
You see that lady, okay, no? I try maar misschien een zoek te trouwen.
Former gang members, Glenn and Abby, are sent to negotiate.
Ceasefire week ek is soos die man. Ons begin met 7 days, right? Ceasefire, dan is daar met die rules en die wette, ons gaan mekaar se pad oor mekaar se gronde loopie, right?
Maar wat hulle gaan doen? So attack jy, ek gaan staan in.
Mama ja. Maar nog op ceasefire.
Kan nog op iets daar respect op die Ramadan man.
Hy sê
moslims.
Allahu Akbar.
Maar ja, ek was ook mos in die game man. Maar solank sy 'n besluit gemaak het, ek gaan 'n beter persoon raak. En hy's af.
As dit ging. Ons vat me gaan skiet. Toe meer ons skiet dood. Kry ons grond. En van op die grond gaan dit met 'n boom. So my van peace. Ek kan nie 'n besluit maak van peace. Maar hy as my besluit van peace. Kom uit. Ook dat sal overseas vir jou toe na Ramadan.
But peace rarely lasts more than a few days in Hanover Park. That night, 2 people are killed in a drive-by shooting. A young woman is injured in the crossfire. 2 days later, a gunman is seen firing off a series of rounds.
Nobody's going to come from anywhere to help to save us, not from overseas, not from our local government. Nobody's going to come with a magic wand to cure the Cape Flats. As individuals, we need to be so determined to build up resilience, create hope for our people, and to grow. Because politics has clearly failed us. People close to me have died in this gang violence. I didn't stop doing this work. My own brother-in-law was shot in this gang violence. I didn't stop doing this work. We continue because there's a cause, and the cause drives us to continue with the work we do.